My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm a food truck business trainer, author of Food Truck 101, Beginner to Winner, and the forthcoming book, Food Truck 201, Get Off the Truck. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Today I want to talk to you guys about a subject that comes up from time to time on our Facebook group, and it's called Overcoming the Fear of Losing a Steady Paycheck. People ask the question very frequently about, hey, I want to make the jump, but I'm not sure that I can make a steady income with this. Is this a viable business? Can I replace my income? And of course, there's a multitude of answers to that. It just depends upon your own commitment to success. But here's some ideas that you can do to kind of help you make your decision. First thing you got to do, or first thing you need to understand, is to prepare to embrace failure. It doesn't mean you're going to fail, but you got to understand that people like Thomas Edison, they didn't invent the light bulb on their very first attempt. Colonel Sanders from KFC didn't get anyone to buy his recipe on his very first attempts. So the thing is, failure's possible. But more importantly, I want you to understand that failure is an event. It's not a person, and it's certainly not you. So it's okay to go out there and be a little bit nervous. It's okay to go out there and not be as successful as you want right off the bat. The idea is that you learn from whatever you're doing and then figure out what went wrong so you can make it better the next day or the next week or the next month. The only time you fail is when you stop, is when you quit. Experiencing failure, it'll help you recognize how to do things in the right way and enable you to relentlessly pursue your food truck dream until you succeed. All you need is a passion, and all you need is determination to stay on the right track. There's going to be bumps in the road. Prepare for them. It's okay. You can have a down day in sales. You can have that off day. It's okay. Just be prepared. If you want to balance what's going on, whether you need to quit your job or not, take a piece of paper and write down what's the worst thing that can happen if you quit your job and start your food truck business. And you might end up writing down things like, well, I'll have no money. I'll have no insurance. Or the business may not take off as quickly as you think it'll take off. So those are all legitimate worries and all legitimate concerns. But now, same piece of paper, write down what can go wrong if you stay on your current job. Could be you won't be happy for the rest of your life because you're already thinking about leaving it. So there's a reason behind that. You might feel like you have no sense of achievement. You might never get the flexibility or the freedom like you would if you own your own business. You might never get to do something you're really passionate about. You might get fired tomorrow. Think about all the people that have been downsized. Think about all the layoffs that have happened over the years. Simply having a well-paying job today does not mean you'll have a well-paying job tomorrow. Once you're done writing down the worst-case scenarios for both keeping your job and then the worst-case scenario for starting a business, sit down and compare the two. This will make your vision a little bit more clear and help you eliminate some of your fear. So the next time that fear starts to creep in, recall the reasons why you want to own your own business in the first place. In my book, Food Truck 101, From Beginner to Winner, I talk about creating a compelling why. Why do I want to start a food truck business? This why gets you through the tough times. If you're starting a business, that's how it makes some extra money. Well, that's just not a why. Making a little bit of extra money is not specific. So, hey, $1 today is more than I had yesterday. So that qualifies. You need a why that has its hand at your back and it pushes you through the tough times. It's a why that you can't just stop because, man, we had no sales today. This business is hard. Yes, it's hard. It's hot. It's sweaty. It's physical. But at least it's your business and you control it. The why has to motivate you. Now, to make your life a little bit easier, if you want to make the jump into running your own business and quitting your job at the same time, I suggest that you create a safety net and have at least 6 months of living expenses set aside. A food truck can be risky. I am not going to tell you it's an easy way to make money. And initially, you're probably going to make a little bit less money, and the financial stress can be pretty rough because you're always worried about how much money is coming into the business and all the expenses you got to pay. This will affect your self-esteem. And it might even cause you a little bit of emotional pain because, oh my goodness, I don't have that security of payday being next Friday. Save yourself from unnecessary financial worries. by saving up before you start your business. If you can manage to save at least 6 months of your living expenses before quitting the job, you'll have a whole bunch of breathing room and some space and some time to build a successful business without any personal financial pressure. The key here is living expenses. If you're used to eating out 5 nights a week and shopping to pass the time of day, those are 2 sources that you could probably turn into saving money. Really examine what you need when it comes to expenses versus what you want. How much of a nest egg do you really need as you grow your business to the point where it completely replaces your full-time current employment income? If you need $100,000 in 6 months, then you'll have to save $100,000. If you need $10,000, you'll need to save $10,000. The reason you want to save and have that little bit of a nest egg is stress causes you to make really dumb decisions when things go wrong. If you don't have the stress and you have the opportunity to sit back and think about, okay, what's the most prudent course of action for this event that's come up in my life or in the food truck's life? During the time that you're saving up money, you can still work towards your dream. You can test your menu, because the worst fear about quitting is that your menu might not work. I mean, you're thinking, well, people really like my food. Will they really like my cooking? Can I handle cooking for 40 or 60 or 100 people a day over my family of, 3 or 4 people? Big difference cooking for 3 or 4 people than it is to cook for a couple hundred. So the best way to kill that particular fear while you're saving up that money is to tweak your recipes and then test it. You could even start up with a hot dog cart or a tent set up and only work evenings or work on your days off. Align your food business goals with your personal resources. Once you are confident enough to take the plunge, you can quit your job and jump into the business full time. But you got to have that confidence, and the confidence comes from doing the work, the business. So again, you can get a hot dog cart for maybe, if you're lucky enough, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, and start with that. That gives you the opportunity to get your food tested, to get you out there talking to people and seeing what the workflow is like. You could completely hate the food truck business, and you'd much rather find that out working at 1 day a week than say, I'm quitting my job, buying me a food truck. Start small, work your way up. If you have that worry about losing a paycheck, prove to yourself your business idea is viable. Then you can quit. Now, one other reason a lot of people say that they don't know if they should quit their full-time job is because they have insurance, and they need insurance for whatever reason. I did a podcast on this very subject of getting insurance as a small business owner. You can check it out. The name of the podcast is Professional Employer Organization, Perhaps a Path to Health Benefits. And that was published on December 17th of 2021. So this will give you a whole bunch of ideas on how you can replace your insurance, your health insurance. So don't use that as an excuse. Well, I got to keep my job because, I need health insurance. Well, so does most other people. There are ways to make it work if you're willing to explore them. Fear is going to creep in when you're uncertain, and that brings in a whole bunch of self-doubt. And then you start to ask yourself questions that are hurtful, such as, can I really do this? You need to shake out all those uncertainties and reprogram your mind to believe in yourself and to believe in your business idea. Remember, no great task is ever accomplished without a little tiny bit of pain. And with the proper planning and careful thought, you can allay the risks and work towards a position where you can confidently hand in that resignation letter. Stress and pressure lead to making poor decisions, as I said earlier. That cushion of 6 months of living expenses will chase away the stress, the pressure, and those bad decisions. Make your plan today. If you don't already have a food truck, make your plan today. How can I get one in the next 6 months, 12 months, whatever time frame you have, make that plan. You can do this business, and if you need help along the way, hey, we got your back. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you find all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow, because I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.